Hi everyone, I am going to go over some basic liberty and ground manners today. This little lady right here is in for ground manners, and if I can get her to act nicer on the ground, they want me to start her in the cart. As you can tell, she's really pushy and she does not like being told what to do. I like to ask them to back. Good girl, step up. Good girl. This will get them to realize that I'm in charge. I do like to teach them to sidestep, and this will help in liberty too. Sidestep. I do kind of push them with my leg to get them going. Once they realize when I tap them right here, I want them to move in the direction that I'm tapping them in. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Now I'll use the dressage whip when doing this with my minis, as I don't need much difference as I would a driving whip or a lunge whip. So I'll tap them in the area that I want them to move in. If I want her to move her back, if I want her to move her hind end, I'll tap her butt. There we go, good girl. There we go, good girl. Back. Good girl. Now this does not hurt them to learn this. And me tapping them with the whip, for example, me doing this. Back. 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 Good girl. Step up. Does not hurt them. I can do it to myself and it does not hurt. I know some people get a little sensitive with the whips. So I try to stay up here when I'm asking them to sidestep and move along with them. Come on. Come on. There we go. Good girl. But some of them will get confused at first as to what I'm asking for. Come on. There we go. Good girl. There we go. Good girl. Come on. I'm wanting her to swing her hind end. My way. There we go. Good girl. This is the very first time that I've done this with her, so she's actually doing pretty well. This does take time to learn. Eventually, we'll get to the point where I'll tap right here and she'll automatically sidestep with me. But that will take at least a couple weeks to get her there. Especially because right now she's not sure what I'm asking for. So she's just trying to figure it out with me. I always praised with the whip, as it teaches them that the whip is not a bad thing. Although I use the whip a lot, it is a really good thing to praise with it, show that it is not a negative thing. I try to keep my lead rope pretty loose But with her, I'm holding it closer to her head than I would normally, as she likes to bend down and snack. Back, 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 back. Good girl. As you can see, she's still trying to bend down and snack. I'm wanting her to pivot, as it'll teach her to follow me, but to keep her hind end in place. Normally, I can usually get them to do it, but sometimes I need the whip. She's not quite there yet, but we'll get her there eventually. I know there's not a lot of Liberty videos out there, which is my goal, is to try to get some more out. Right now, the sidestepping would work better if you had a surface in front or behind you that just, not a surface, like a gate or a fence or even a vehicle or trailer to help you, so that it's easier for you to control that they're sidestepping. That way they can't back up and they can't move forward, so they're only able to go to the sides that you're wanting them to go to. Unfortunately, in this area, I don't have that, especially because I'm trying to video this for you guys. No. But I normally work with them on it. I'll have to make another video to show that. The sidestepping will get you when you're walking along in Liberty, you can bring your thing right here and either make the motion for it, and they'll figure out that you want them to do that, depending on how well you have them trained, or you'll be able to slightly tap them, depending on the length of your whip. I have a shorter whip because I want more control over her than if I had a more well-trained horse. For example, like Romeo is more well-trained in Liberty, so I could use a longer whip and feel as if I had complete control over him in case he decided to freak out. This will help with driving, as I like to have with my horses that I get trained in driving. I like to have them have pretty great ground manners. If they listen to me on the ground, then I know that they'll listen to me in the cart. And driving a horse can definitely be dangerous, especially if they start to freak out, or if they aren't sure about something and they get skittish. If they learn to listen to you and to trust you, then you'll be good in the cart. But if they have horrible ground manners, and if you ask them to do something, and on the ground they don't do it, it is unlikely that they'll do it in the cart too. So I'm going to ask her, try to get her to sidestep again. Like I said, she hasn't quite figured out what I'm asking of her. Oh, this is where the instance of having something behind her would come in handy. That way she doesn't back, and she'll learn when I'm tapping right here, you don't back, you step to the side. Me pushing on her shoulder a little bit with my leg will just give her an extra oomph, as she does not quite realize what I'm asking of her. There we go, good girl. Especially because I don't want her to move forward, I want her to step to the side. Come on. No, 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 no. One of my biggest pet peeves on the ground is a horse that rubs. Another, stop it, pet peeve is pawing, which any horse that comes to me, even if they're trying to get them to drive and they come to me for driving training, I always crack down on rubbing and pawing, because it just really bothers me, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Step, side step, side step. See, she's not quite sure what to do, so there we go, good girl. Good girl. And then I'm gonna, no. reward her for the sidestep. No. As you can see, she's rubbing, and I'm correcting her for that because, like I said again, rubbing is one of my biggest pet peeves. Sidestep. Sidestep. Good girl. Good girl. Now, eventually, we'll get to the point where I can go like this and ask them to sidestep, and she'll do it. Or I'll be like this, and I can look back slightly and ask them to sidestep and move along with them, and they'll do it. But we're not at that point with her, as like I said, this is her very first day and time trying with these little exercises. Sidestep. Come on. Come on. No rubbing. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. Move your back in. Come on. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Back. 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 Good girl. Step up. Good girl. Back. 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 Now eventually, I will want her to get to the point where I step towards her and she'll automatically back. But we haven't gotten to that point yet, and I really don't like moving my lead rope around when I do this. I want it to remain slack, and to stay in the same position. So when I walk up towards her face, I want her to automatically back when I bring my whip right here. When I start to step this way and bring my whip right here and tap her right here, I want her to automatically sidestep. 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 Come on. Come on. No rubbing. Good girl. We'll get to this point eventually. I like to do this for about 15 to 20 minutes each day. I don't really, this is like the beginning, really beginning of Liberty. I really don't like to push it too much, to strain them. Not physically, this is great. Mentally overwhelm them. So about 15 to 20 minute intervals. I'll do it 3 times a day with each of them. And it really helps them learn better. Always remember to praise them. I really like to praise them with the whip, as it teaches them, like I said, that the whip is not a bad thing. Eventually you'll get to the point where you'll be able to sidestep at an angle, that way for example, or that way. But I like to teach them to sidestep in a straight line first, and then get to the angle. You'll really be able to see some people's performances where they're sidestepping at an angle with their horse. It really depends on how and what you want to teach them. I like teaching them that stop. When I tap right here on this side, then it means to sidestep. When I'm tapping them on their shoulders, I want them to move in that direction. She is not quite there yet. She does not understand, and as you can tell, she's really pushy. She will be with me for another 3.5 weeks. And we'll eventually get to the point where hopefully I'll be showing you guys a video of me doing the sidestepping and me asking her to move her shoulders or move her hind end, and she'll just move those. Right now she's just really kind of frustrated and mad at me that she doesn't understand what I'm asking, and that I'm actually making her do something. Thank you for watching.